Mastering the Bernina needle threader just takes a couple tries. So here's a couple things to think about. Number one, after threading the machine, you can lower the presser foot, and then it actually puts a little pressure on this thread so it's not so loose and keeps pulling through as you're trying to handle it. Next, when you do this, and I'm going to do this first without thread, is as I pull down the needle threader, okay, that the needle threader comes down around the back side of the needle, but I need to actually push it down all the way. So it actually comes around the needle, kind of gives it a little cup. Now there's a little tiny hook that's coming from the back of the needle that's like this. And so what I'm going to be doing is giving the thread to that hook and then letting it pull it right through the needle eye. Now if you were as small as the needle eye as a hook, you are pretty small and you're very fragile. So when you do this, make sure your needle's in the highest position. So if you want to touch the needle up down button, and also make sure that your needle has been inserted all the way into its highest position. So when you're changing needles, if you don't get this high enough, then the needle threader doesn't line up with that hole. And I've had people just keep trying and trying, and it just doesn't work. And what it does is it bends that little hook to the side, and then it never works. So then you have to have it adjusted. So kind of keep in mind, it's kind of fragile, and yet you want to understand what you're doing, so if it's not working, you can see, oh yeah, maybe my needle's not the highest position or something. Okay, so what I like to do is with my left hand, bring the needle threader down part way. Swing the thread underneath this little lever here that's coming down, and then bring it over to the side. With my left hand, bring it down, and now it's down, but I don't have it around the needle. So go ahead and push it down so it almost kind of clicks around it. You'll see on the right side there's a little groove, and I put my thread up in that groove, and I'm just going to lift up just a little bit. And when I start to let go with my left hand, I also let go with my right hand. And that way the loop, it can get pulled through. And then I can just pull the thread right on through the needle, lift up the presser foot, slide it underneath the groove or through the groove on the right side, and now I'm ready to stitch. Let's do that one more time. I am going to lower that presser foot down just to give my hands a little bit more room, plus that little extra pressure. So partially down, hook it underneath, come down all the way and all the way some more. In the little groove on the right side, lift up, and then gently let it pull it out of your fingers. And then pull the loop from behind the needle right on through. If things have not lined up properly and you haven't been able to get it to work, it is time to maybe visit your local Bernina store and have them adjust it and bring it back into position so it can work properly.